Good morning, my love muffins. This is Reverend Sue from All Paths to God, recording live from my living room. A few announcements before we begin. I'm sure by now many of you have either seen the posting on Facebook, received the email from me, or the newsletter from Linda Blesser that today at 11:30 is our annual board meeting. And we will be doing this meeting live on computer. All you need to do is open one of those messages that has the link and click on it, and you will be able to participate in the meeting. And for those of you who are unable to do that, we will be recording it and posting it. That is 11:30 today. Then next Sunday, the 20th, at 11:30, we're going to have a drive-by Christmas celebration at Holiday Inn. So we invite you to hop in your car between 11:30 and 12 next Sunday and drive to the Holiday Inn. Scan the parking lot until you see some characters that are singing and carrying on in joy, and drive on by. And we will be wearing masks, we'll be wearing gloves, practicing our safety protocols. We'll be distributing our gifts with all the safety that we can manage. But this way, we can make eye-to-eye, heart-to-heart connection with everybody for the holiday season. And you may choose to park your car and watch other congregation members drive through and wave. It's been a long time since we've seen each other. So that is next Sunday, the 20th, 11:30, 12 o'clock, Holiday Inn parking lot. And then the following week, Reverend Denise will be giving you some information about our bringing in the New Year ceremony. So stay tuned for that. Know the truth, and I heard you, and the truth shall set us free. Ernest Holmes said that somehow, unbeknownst to anyone, Jesus came to know of his divine identity. He came to know that God, the Father of all creation, was in him and was for him. And this great enlightened being and wayshower taught us that God, that this divine presence and power was also in us and also for us. But we also came to know through his teachings that because of this thing called free will, we must each discover and accept and embrace this truth in order to enable the goodness and the grace of God to flow unobstructed to us and through us and as us. Goddard Neville, another one of my favorite New Thought enlightened being gurus in the same generation as Ernest Holmes, in his book, The Neville Reader, said, the story of Jesus doesn't tell us how God's promise was fulfilled. It tells us how it is fulfilled. Every day, every moment, by each and every one of us. The kingdom is ours. The grace and goodness of God are within us. But we have to believe it to receive it. We have to believe it to free it, to free us. Know the truth, and the truth shall set us free. So Advent is a time to celebrate this truth coming into the world, coming into our awareness. A time each year that reminds us of the truth of who we really are. And so at Advent each week, we light a candle celebrating a quality of God that we have come to understand is also one of our qualities. The first week, we light the prophet's candle, the candle of hope, which teaches us that there is only God. And the second week, we light the Bethlehem candle, the candle of love, which teaches us there's only good. And the third week, this week, we light the shepherd's candle, the candle of joy, which teaches us God and good are in us. Hope unifies, there's only God. Love blesses, there's only good. And joy celebrates, recognizes God and good are in us. Joy recognizes that these God qualities, that this nature of God is our nature too. They're fundamental states of our spiritual being. Hope is our natural optimism, and love is our natural goodness, and joy is our natural happiness. And in the divine scheme of things, they flow naturally, even if that isn't quite true in the human experience and expression of things yet. So joy is in our nature. But most of us think that joy is something we have to chase after, that joy is something we have to search and find, that it's something that we have to earn or achieve. But joy is in us. Joy is in our spirit. It's not in places and things. It's not something we take out of the world. It's something that we bring into the world, being part of our inherent spiritual nature. We confuse joy, that is a quality of our being, with happiness, which is a quality of the state of our affairs. Happiness is linked to getting what we want. Consequently, happiness requires our dependency. It holds us hostage to circumstances. Because as long as we believe that things make us happy, then we believe their absence makes us unhappy. So we have learned, and we have been taught to think and to believe that the external world is the cause of our joy, or the lack thereof. But joy, being our nature, being the truth of who we are, is uncaused. Joy needs absolutely no reason to exist. It simply is. We don't create joy. We embody it, and we enable it. And when we do, it becomes a causative power. It's not caused, but when we embrace it, it becomes a causative power. It attracts more things like itself into our experience. All states of our nature beget themselves. Hope begets hope, love begets love, joy begets joy, and I'll save you the suspense for next week, peace begets peace. So as we grow our embodiment of joy, joy grows. It seems counterintuitive that our joy needs to increase for our joy to increase, but it does. So we will experience and expand the flow of joy in our lives, basically, unless we trade it for experiences that are less joyful. I mean, picture we're going to go out to dinner, we're going to go out to a movie, and we're riding in the car and we're filled with joy in the moment and joy of anticipation, and we get into the parking lot and someone darts in front of us and steals our parking space. We're in a space of joy. Joy is who we are, and that will be our constant state. It's not because we're going to a movie and we're anticipating something good. Joy is our natural state. And it just happens to be that we are also engaged in an activity that we find to be joyous. And now this circumstance occurs that doesn't make us happy. We have to consciously decide to sacrifice our joy, to focus on less joyful experiences. That's the only way that our joy can be blocked. But here's my question. Truly, aren't there conditions in which we just can't feel good? We just can't focus on joy and feel joy? I mean, the health of our country, it feels like that's under attack. The security of our democracy, that feels to be a very fragile state. The economy seems to be on the brink of collapse. Can we feel joy with those circumstances happening? Or on a more personal note, when our own health, our own finances, our own relationships, our own circumstances and situations are compromised in some way. I just was in the hospital with the kidney stone condition. Can one experience joy during those situations? And even worse, and something which we've all experienced, how about when we face multiple accumulating challenges? When we get sick and we miss work and we didn't pay our bills and our utilities get cut off and we're consumed with worry and our thoughts are dominated by what else can go wrong for me? What else can go wrong? What else can go wrong? What else can go wrong? Unfortunately, this is a very familiar scenario today. So again, I ask, aren't there times and circumstances and conditions when we just can't feel good, when we just can't focus on and feel joy? And fortunately, spiritually speaking, the answer is no. There are no situations in which we can't feel good. We can't feel joy. There are only situations in which we don't feel good. We don't feel joy. There can only be conditions in which we choose not to feel good. We choose not to feel joy because we choose not to think it, not to speak it, not to focus on it. We choose to focus on less joyful experiences. We all have the capability under any conditions to put our minds and our mouths and our heart in a place that we think and we speak and we feel anything we want, good or bad. And consequently, we can grow the flow of anything we want, good or bad. So conditions and circumstances are never superior to choice. We can choose, despite any condition, to think and speak and feel good anyway. The condition doesn't choose, the circumstance doesn't choose, we do. And the condition won't change unless and until we do. And when we do, even a little, when we choose joy, even a little, joy chooses us. A little change will do it. Nathaniel Lambert is a professor at Brigham Young University, and he did a research study on joy. And he asked students in 3 different groups to discuss and share twice a week, either in one group, positive things, in a second group, negative things, and in a third group, neutral things. So twice a week, these group of subjects were to discuss something positive, something negative, or something neutral. And they discovered that just discussing joyful experiences twice a week leads to heightened well-being and increased overall satisfaction in life, and even more energy, because joy begets joy. Joy becomes a causative factor when we embody it. And I know I've shared this before. Research indicates that just simply appearing joyful, specifically smiling, just a simple appearance of being joyful decreases depression, it increases life satisfaction, and we appear to others to be more attractive and more interesting and more competent. Yeah, little change will do it, even just a smile. I wonder if that's why at the end of my street there's a church and they have a sign outside that they're always posting inspirational statements. I wonder if that's why they posted the message, if God is in your heart, alert your face. So on this third week of Advent, we are reminded we need to grow our joy before our joy grows. It's about changing us, not changing circumstances and situations and conditions, and certainly not changing people. Imagine, what if instead of thinking and speaking, something went wrong? What else can go wrong for me? What else can go wrong? What else can go wrong? What if we think and speak as usual, something went right for me? What else can go right for me? What else can go right? What else can go right? What else can go right? This is the way we embody our natural state of joy. So your mission, my friends, this third week of Advent is to choose joy. We can no longer let our joy be dependent on what is. It's holding us back from who we are. Remember, joy is not something we create. It's truth that we embody. So this week, no matter where you are, no matter where you're going, no matter what you're doing, no matter who you're doing it with, choose joy. Spread joy. And of course, I don't know that I can discuss joy without sharing my all-time favorite joy message.
Spread joy, spread it around, all around the town. Spread joy, spread it around, all around the world. Spread joy, spread it around, all around the town. Spread joy, spread it around, all around the world. Take all your smiles and then send them for miles. It's a thing to do. How far it share all the love in your heart and then watch it come back to you. How far it goes. See 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 how far it goes. Traveling around and around all over this world. Spread joy, spread it around, all around the town, all around this town. Spread joy, spread it around, all around the world, round and round this world. Spread joy, spread it around, all around the town, round and round this town. Spread joy, spread it around, all around the world. Keep it going now. Take all your smiles and then send them for miles. It's a thing to do. How far it share all the love in your heart and then watch it come back to you. How far it goes. See 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 how far it goes. Traveling around and around all over this world. Spread joy, spread it around, all around the town. All around the town. Spread joy, spread it around, all around the world. All around the world. All around the world. All around the world. All around in this world. All around this world. I said all around the world. Every night and day. All around the world.
Spread joy. Choose joy, my love muffins, and joy chooses us. And if God is in your heart, don't forget to notify your face and a smile. We can't go back and make a new start, but we can start now and make a new ending. We are the people. Now is the time, and this is the way. Namaste, my love muffins.
Advent is a season of working on changes in ourselves and developing the individual consciousness that will bring us closer to God. In this third week of Advent, we celebrate a divine power within us, a Holy Spirit that reigns supreme from the center of our being. On this third Sunday of Advent, we light the candle of joy.